It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine?
What's good, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? Welcome back to season 2 of Throwing Down with That Philly Shit. A lot has changed since season 1. My wife and I bought this great house thanks to Tamika Hall of Keller Williams Realty. And so we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cook. So stay tuned. About to get this joint popping. So you know how I do. So on today's season, we're going to talk about making a whole lot of stuff from my childhood. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in the world today. And we're just going to have great conversation, great food. So today's episode, we're making the best soup ever. I don't care what you say, debate me all you want. French onion soup. That's what's on today's menu. This soup just brings me back to my childhood. Reminds me of my grandmother. We used to always go to this diner after church, and she used to always get French onion soup. And when I see it come out and the cheese be bubbling, and it just, the smell of the caramelized onions, oh, it's the best. So that's what we're gonna make today. I got some yellow onions. I got one white Spanish onion. So I'm gonna just quickly chop these up. And if you never had French onion soup before, I mean, unless you have like some, allergy to onions or just don't like onions, I would suggest to go and try it. Go to whatever restaurant you favor and go check it out, because it's a great soup. It's so simple, but yet it's just the bomb. I don't know what else to say about it. So I'm just going to just quickly chop these up. And a lot of my cooking comes from my grandmother, my mom, my dad, just seeing them in the kitchen and, doing what they do. They weren't professional chefs or anything, but they could throw down, And we used to sometimes, like as a treat, after church, we would go to this little diner in Bristol. I think it was Dallas Diner on Bristol Pike. And I would get, cheeseburger, of course. And, grandma would get whatever she's going to get. But she would always, for an appetizer, get French onion soup. And she would let me try a little bit until I got a little bit older and I would order my own bowl of soup. Man, I miss my granny. So, working on the second onion right now. I'm just going to add these to the bowl, and then I'm going to put them in a pot with a half a cup of butter and a little grapeseed oil. The reason why I use the grapeseed oil is because it's really good for high heat and long lasting heat. So I'm going to have to caramelize these onions, so they're going to have to stay on at least a medium to high heat for at least a good 30 to 45 minutes. Once they get nice and caramelized and you bring all that natural sweetness and sugar out of them, they're just going to be divine. So now I'm working on my Spanish white onion right now. And I'm going to break this down. But, like I said, a lot has changed since season 1. Wife and I bought this great house, like I talked about, and she had her things that she was looking for in a house, wood floors and whatnot. For me, I wanted to see what the kitchen was about. Because the kitchen is where I was going to be. And this place, to me, kitchen just has a lot of space, a lot of room for me to move around. It's very inviting, you know, so it's not just me in here, it's me and her in here, it's me and the kids in here. We're having a good time. Nice little breakfast nook. Sit and enjoy some morning coffee. So, to this bowl, I have my 3 onions. I'm about to add them to this pot over here. This pot, I have my 3 onions here. I have them nice and caramelized or sweat down. I mean, the smell, I just love the smell of grilled onions. To that, I added 3 large cloves of garlic that I coarsely chopped. I'm going to add a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Worcester something sauce. You know what I'm talking about. You know what it is. All right. Couple dashes of that. Now I have some thyme leaves I'm going to add to it. Just like, 3 or 4, 5 dashes. And constantly keeping them stirring, keeping them moving. This pot right here is great because, I mean, non-stick. It really has to be on here for a long time for something to really, like, stick to it, to adhere to it. So, no worries with this pot. Alright, now also, I'm going to add some bone broth. It's going to give it a nice, rich flavor. So, it's like 3 squirts of that. Once again, I'm going to stir it up so everything meets and, comes together. Now I have my measuring cup here. I'm going to add 4 cups of beef stock. Told you I was going to get better on my measuring. Got measuring tools and everything now. 1 cup. 2. 3. 4. I add 1 more. And one of the reasons why I do it over the pot, just so if you have any excess that runs over, it ain't going nowhere, it's going all in the pot. Alright, so I got my 5 cups of beef stock in here. Now also to that, I'm going to add some dry white wine. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup. I have my bay leaves. I'll put 1 bay leaf in there. And that's pretty much it. Going to bring this to a boil. Now, one thing I'm going to do different, check it out. I have my Ninja blender here. So I'm going to take out some of the onions and I'm just going to puree them. It's going to add a little thickness to the soup. Just a little bit of the onions. Alright, so I'm about to go blend this and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Got it all nice and blended. Gonna add it to the soup. I'm gonna give it another quick stir. Smells good in here, I'm trying to tell you. Alright, so basically now your soup is done. You just have to just let it simmer. I'm gonna work on the other components of the French onion soup. I'm gonna bring all this together, and it's gonna be cheesy, it's gonna be gooey, it's gonna be great. All right. All right, so what I have here is a French baguette. I'm going to cut in about 1-inch slices, butter it, put it on a grill so it gets nice and toasty. That's going to be the croutons for the soup. Normally when you go to a restaurant, they're going to put provolone cheese on it. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's my favorite soup. But because I'm making it at the house, you know I'm going to jazz it up a little bit. So if you don't have a favorite cheese, unless you're lactose intolerant, get a favorite cheese. Because my favorite, smoked Gouda. It's just the bomb, that's what I'm saying. So I got a little wheel of smoked Gouda cheese. So I'm gonna add provolone and smoked Gouda to it. What? It's about to go down, I'm trying to tell you. So I'm gonna get my croutons started. Then I'm about to put this soup together. So I'm gonna shred up my cheese here. Like I said, since you're at the house, put as much as you want. Ain't no upcharge for extra cheese around here. Alright. There we go. So I got my cheese. Now this is smoked provolone. Something about that smoky flavor in the cheese is just delightful. So I'm gonna use 2 slices of that. All right, so I have my croutons here that I've toasted. About to bring this all together. So I got my little ramekin here. Just gonna ladle this up. Oh, it smells so good. All right. So now I'm gonna add my croutons. Hold on, y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this. All right. So this is how I'm gonna build it. I got my soup here. I'm gonna put my croutons on it. Boom. I got my provolone cheese. Boom. You ready for it to rain? Alright. Now this is going to go in the broiler for about 30 seconds to a minute, just so that cheese gets all... Hold on, I'm going to just turn that around so I have some little handles to pick it up. Hold on, I think it needs a little more cheese. All right. Now, it's time to be patient. Wait till that cheese gets all nice and gooey. So the moment of truth is upon us. Let's see what we got. Woo! All right. It is cheesy. It is bubbly. It is delicious. It's everything you want your French onion soup to be. So, as a kid, I always looked for that little cheese on the side. I'll be sitting there nibbling it off. That is a delicious soup, if I do say so myself. Truth. Man, delicious. Cheesy. I mean, the onions, the broth. It's beautiful. Like I said, my favorite soup right here. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, check me out next week for a new recipe, new conversation. Like always, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, page. Check out this year for new merch that's coming out. DPC meal prep. If you're in a pinch and you need some meals for lunch, the kids staying home, you need something prepared for them, check me out, DPC meal prep. Got you covered all week. Check me out on EV Network. Hey, it's a family affair. We gotta do what we gotta do these days. I'm going to enjoy my food. Hey, thanks for rocking.
Order up. You're throwing down with that Philly chef. Catch him in the kitchen cooking something fresh. Guess showing up, but you never know who. It all started with the daddy-daughter food review. Episodes fresh brewed, marinated